Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Ray Gonsalves. I'm with VMware, and today we're going to have a conversation with Stephen Roden of Storage Pipe. Just for a little bit of background on myself, I'm with VMware and I'm a cloud provider sales leader. Been with VMware for the last 10 years, and my job is to really help customers navigate the transition from uh, looking at on-prem solutions to working with cloud providers to deliver solutions that they're looking for. Stephen, so glad you could join us today.
Thanks, Ray. No, it's great to be here.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I know we're going to have a bit of a conversation here, try to keep it more conversational than slideware. But let me just first off saying thank you. Thank you for your partnership on behalf of Ingram Micro. Thank you for participating in this session as well. Storage Pipe has been a great partner for us over the years, and we've really seen you guys accelerate over the last 12 months or so. So we just wanted to take the opportunity to learn a little bit about what you're doing, what you're seeing in the marketplace, and perhaps some lessons for our other partners out there that they can take from you.
No, that's great, Ray. We're a really proud VMware partner and very happy to be working with you. And as you've mentioned, yeah, we've been expanding and growing even through the last 12 months, which has been obviously a challenging environment. Certainly in the last 6 months for a number of companies. So it's been exciting.
Sure. And so why
Yeah.
don't we just start off and let me ask you, I mean, not a household name, Storage Pipe. I know you guys have been in business a long time. What's the story? Where'd you guys come from and how'd you end up here?
Well, we like to think of ourselves as a household name in the backup and DR space. That's really where we've come from. So we started in 2001. So been around, coming up on our 20-year anniversary next year, which is pretty exciting. But we've been in the backup and disaster recovery business since that time. We're really a specialist in that area, and that's how we got started. Now we've expanded our portfolio of services over the last number of years, and that's kind of where we got into even more involvement with VMware. Good example of what we've done is, we're a Veeam Platinum provider, a service provider, and so we really focus on our backup and DR capabilities around those technologies. But we've expanded in the last number of years to include cloud infrastructure and managed services and security more recently. And so really, this is the breadth of what we offer, and we've really been expanding. And that's also included things like our data centers. We've got multiple data centers in Canada, the United States, and also one in the United Kingdom. So we've been expanding our footprint in terms of our environments as well, and where we can service customers. We've seen that be a really positive impact for our customer base, being able to take advantage of those services.
That's great. So one thing is you talked about how your business has expanded during this time, and obviously with the COVID-19 pandemics put a lot of pressure on organizations. It's put a lot of pressure on the operations of organizations to deal with their IT issues. What's been your position in the marketplace? What have you seen? What are customers saying to you?
Well, we've really focused on automation as a real core principle of what we've done. We've been working on automating more and more of our processes and systems over the last couple of years. And COVID, I think, has really just accelerated that. We've been working extensively on almost everything in terms of automation, and we've seen that from our customers as well. They're looking for us to give them more automated solutions, more capabilities in the cloud, and being able to use DevOps as part of that. Really expand that experience for us and really do that. So that's been sort of what we've seen, I think, the most. We've also seen customers really push out of their comfort zone a little bit. COVID's helped them push out and try some things that they might have not done it or not as quickly. And so they've definitely expanded their cloud first approach, and that really ties into our growth with VMware and our backup and DR, because backup and DR is really one of the first areas that customers typically look to the cloud for. Historically, that's always been the case, that it's everybody needs their data offsite. So that's been a big one, for DR and high availability. And in the course of a pandemic, obviously we've seen a lot of that. Everybody activate their DR and pandemic planning, which we're a part of.
Right on, right on. And what's your gut feel? And we've talked a lot about customers on their journey, the transition into a more digital footprint.
Yeah.
Has COVID slowed that down? Has it sped it up? Has it kept it the same? Are people accelerating? What are your customers saying to you?
There's definitely been an acceleration. Good example would be a very simple one, like tapes, right? Where people are moving away from like tape on-prem because nobody wants to go to the office, right, to even gather that stuff. So they're starting to move to more offsite storage, more cloud capabilities. Nobody wants to go and service equipment. Everything can be done remotely, and so they're really accelerating their move towards cloud services. And that it really ties into more of a hybrid cloud model. Things that they want to keep in the cloud or that they desire to move there, they'll do that, and then they'll keep things that they want in either their own data centers or on premise. They'll do that as well. So they're really looking at this as an approach to finding the best place to put their workloads, wherever that may be.
Right on. Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of that as well. We're seeing it's no longer, should I go to the cloud? What are the risks? What are the benefits? It's more of, I need to get to the cloud. Who's a partner that can get me there quickly and safely?
Absolutely. And a good example of that would be we introduced a backup for the public cloud as in a combination with our on-premise. So for customers that were starting to move their workloads into AWS or Azure or other private cloud providers, we've implemented a backup service for those, and tying that into all the other backup and archiving services that we have, so we can still provide complete coverage for customers wherever they are. And that's been a big focus of ours, is making sure that we can protect customers whatever they choose, wherever they choose to be.
Right on, right on. Well, Stephen, why VMware? What was attractive about partnering with VMware to build out your solutions you're offering your platform?
Sure. Well, we've been using VMware obviously internally for a very long time, and it felt very natural to move our private cloud based on that experience and skills that we've already developed, and moving to VMware and extending our VMware platform to allow us to host customers. That was definitely a big part of it. And I think that also gives customers comfort, because many customers have developed their skills and experience around VMware and are very comfortable with it. So when they move into a private cloud environment, it's a natural move for them, and it's just easy that way. Certainly, the VMware brand being very trusted, and the technical capabilities of the products are really well known, and that really aligns with our approach. We really have a approach to trust. When we're protecting information and we're doing high availability, trust is a big factor, and a proven product, a proven platform is really critical. So it really established our bona fides in the market when we were moving with VMware into that private cloud environment, making sure that we had that all covered off, and we could offer customers whatever they needed, whether it was private, public, hybrid, and making sure that we could maintain the consistency of the services regardless of their technology choices.
Right on. Right. So easy for you guys to operate because you have the skill sets, known to customers because they have the skill sets as well. So it's a de-risk the conversion to the cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if hosting in any kind of environment, and getting people comfortable with the idea of moving away from on-prem to hosting or cloud is always a challenge. So making that an easier process and making that migration easier is really a key factor in getting people comfortable moving that direction.
Right on, right on. Now, Steve, specifically with VMware, you've utilized a piece of our technology called VMware Cloud Director. What does that mean to your customers, and what does that mean to your operations?
So, Cloud Director is really an easy way for us to establish these virtual data centers for customers, and that's really critical for both our primary and disaster recovery scenarios that we work with customers on. The interface has also really improved since the early days of vCloud Director and now Cloud Director. And VMware has really invested a lot in that technology and made it much better, even just the last couple of years as they introduced new releases. So it's also a core towards the future of VMware on AWS or VMware on the public cloud is also part of Cloud Director. So getting to know that technology is really critical for the future. And a good example of that would be one of our customers who really wanted to have a Cloud Director or Cloud Director access capability was really critical for that. So we wanted to have that customer wanted to have a combination of primary hosting and disaster recovery within our environment, and they wanted that hypervisor level type of access in the case of a disaster. So we implemented the high availability replication into the Cloud Director environment, and that made things a lot easier. So we were able to provide that redundancy, giving them the performance they wanted, but also giving them the control they wanted through that interface, that Cloud Director interface. So it made that much easier, and it gave them the visibility of the entire process. When we failed over, they could have total visibility to all their virtual machines and their entire virtual data center in our environment. That was really a key thing. And I'll add to that as well that it also enables our customers to have really rapid DR testing, getting visibility into their DR tests. We run those, so it's really a nice combination of what we need to prove it out for customers.
Right on, right on. And another thing in the last year too, you're a pretty elite group at StoragePipe. We introduced a program called Cloud Verified a couple of years ago. We got a handful of partners on there, and Cloud Verify, but just for the folks watching, this really puts the stamp of approval on the infrastructure of a partner that says, hey, you know what, this is VMware approved. They're using the latest and the greatest. They're following a reference design. Why'd you go down that route?
I think it comes back to that same idea of trust and a proven capability. We wanted to demonstrate that we have all this skill, and we also have the platforms for all the different VMware suite of products. And VMware Verified gives customers the comfort that in the assurance that the workloads they're running on-prem can be moved into our environment without doing a lot of re-platform work. It builds our tie-in with the VMware brand, gives us additional credibility, and we've spent the time and the energy to develop all these platforms. So it's great to have that certification, around things like vSAN, vCloud, vCloud Director, and vSphere and NSX, all the different technologies that are part of the Cloud Verified program and how we go about that. So I think that's a really key thing for us. So it's just to be part of this elite group, as you say, to make sure that customers were aware of us and building our capability and knowledge around us in that way.
Great. And Steve, I just have one last question for you, and I know these are could be a little bit awkward, but I'll ask it anyway. What advice do you have to other service providers out there that are thinking about getting into this business or making further investments in the cloud provider business?
Well, that's actually a really good question, and we and it's not even one where we look at like really competitively. We've developed a lot of skills and invested in our people, and I think that's what every organization needs to do. If partners of VMware can invest and build skills, they can build their own platforms and expand their capabilities. And I think that's really positive, just for the market in general. If we keep developing the technologies, I would also stress though that as well we work with a lot of different other providers, and so we partner with a lot of other VMware providers or Veeam partners to give them the skills or the platforms when it's not available. So we like to invest in our platform, and we want to open up that opportunity for others to work with us as well. So if partners can focus on their core offerings and succeed and deliver customer value around those, and then also look to expand what they can do for customers, whether that's through additional relationships or tools, I think that's excellent for the market in general. And it's good for us. We're very happy to partner with companies around areas where maybe they don't have expertise and we do, because we do that ourselves. We definitely partner with different MSPs and other partners in certain geographic areas where maybe we don't have feet on the street for certain things, and we also use technologies from a number of vendors to make sure that we can meet all of our needs of the customers. So that's kind of the key thing. We have partnerships, for example, around our protection for our iSeries and AIX platforms that are very different. A lot of customers and partners are very comfortable with the Windows side, but aren't as comfortable necessarily on the the AS400 iSeries side, and we have a specialty practice there. So why don't we kind of bring that partnership approach to whatever we do, and enable that for customers and for partners.
That's great, great. Stephen, I can't thank you enough for taking the time today with us. Very insightful, some of your comments, most of your comments, I'll say, all of your comments. Appreciate the partnership and to Storage Pipe, continued success on your cloud journey and building out the business there. So thanks again, and thanks to Ingram Micro for letting us participate in this forum.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Ray. Thanks for everything and for being a great, a moderator, question asker, and really for the partnership with VMware. We've really grown with it, and we really appreciate all the support. VMware's been an excellent partner for us. And thanks again to Ingram Micro as well for hosting me and having us again an excellent partner for Storage Pipe, and we're growing with them too. So it's terrific. Thank you.
Great, right on. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye all.